Juju. Tonight, on cover to cover, album number 4 from Siouxsie and the Banshees.
Siouxsie.
I'm going to try to do it that way from now on.
Okay.
So I don't have to worry about that stupid delay with the freaking intro. Anyway.
Perfect.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome.
Juju.
This was my album, my second.
Yes.
Second of 4.
Well,
Bro, it feels like you have an album every week, man. They're all your albums. This is the boat show.
Yeah,
It's the
ours
show.
blend in.
Boats and hoes.
The
well,
boats.
hopefully now that I'm going to start using the shuffle key.
Yeah, that worked really well last week.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All
Anyway.
right. Let me put this Wikipedia. I'm slacking off.
All right, Boat. This is your realm.
Yeah, start this one off since you're
Take us
You're-
over.
you're a little bit more of a man than you were last week.
Yeah.
1 year
No
older, ladies and
experience.
gentlemen. He is 1 year older as of last Friday.
This is Siouxsie and the Banshees' 4th album, Juju, released in 1981. This is the defining gothic rock album. It is the second half is the reason why this genre exists. Yeah, it did pretty well in the chart. I think it stayed up in number 17 for
The American charts?
the UK charts, I believe. Let's see.
Yes. The United States charts doesn't even register.
Dang.
That means
Yeah, it stayed up for like 17 weeks or so.
Which probably explain why I've never heard of them until him.
To the hymn. And
You never heard of Siouxsie and the Banshees?
No,
Dang. They played the first Lollapalooza.
I didn't really get into the goth music really until, well, I dabbled in it in the 90s with a band called like Nosferatu and industrial stuff with like Thrill Kill Cult and stuff like that.
You got into Thrill Kill Cult?
A little bit.
Oh, dude, I love Thrill Kill Cult. I should have got one. I should have picked one of their albums.
So like this was. Oh, I'm sorry. I regress. It was the Damned. I've been on a Damned kick for a while, and that's what kind of like really opened up my eyes for like 80s goth music.
Mm-hmm.
Pull back the wool.
And like, I don't know, I love it. I love the 80s goth. Like I never like gave it the time before, you know.
Yeah.
But the Damned kind of opened my eyes, and then once I started getting into the Damned, once they kind of transitioned to the goth, from the punk to the goth, then I started listening to more of the Joy Divisions and stuff like that.
Yeah, Cure, that kind of
Cure.
stuff.
So,
Nice.
Yeah, I knew about this album probably a bit after Milo. Not the show, but after I discovered that album.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like it, like at all. I'd pick through songs because I knew that they were like a popular group, and I kind of shuffled through whatever, and it's like, this isn't really my thing. And then probably 2 years ago, I gave them another chance, and here we are.
Bags.
So
Joey.
went down that rabbit hole big time.
Nice.
definitely, I kind of agree with that because I didn't get to listen to this album as much as I probably should have. I've probably listened to this album maybe 2.5, 3 times at the most.
That's where I'm at. Yep.
This week?
Yes.
Okay.
And it did get a little better each time. I will give it that. At first, I was kind kind of like how he explained, it really didn't click,
Mm-hmm.
until, like I said, we've had many albums like this on this show to where it doesn't really click until maybe the third time listening to it or the fourth time or whatever it might be. So I would say for me, this album was similar.
Same here.
I'm in an interesting place where I had the same thing where it took a while for me to get into it and then to like give them a full chance.
Mm-hmm.
And then I listened to this album so much that it became easy top 10, like all time for me personally. And I listened to it so much that I actually like started to hate it and like couldn't listen to it, couldn't even sit through it. Like this isn't like it's nothing. It lost its power.
I've had one or two like that.
That's happened to me too, man. It almost feels like you're gonna upchuck.
Yeah, kind of got to put them back on the shelf for a little bit.
Yeah.
I hear this.
I've had plenty of albums like that where you
me
just
too.
burn it out to the point you don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah, and I dug through their catalog, and probably like 4 or 5 months later, I sat down and I listened to it, and by the time Into the Light play, I'm like, this is all time greatest still. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's still probably mid top 10. So
you're a unique.
You're
a unique child of your age.
Yeah.
These days, kids don't listen to or venture out to listen to stuff like this or anything that's out of the norm.
We don't do that as adults.
I think I've done well.
I think you've done well.
I think I've done well. I can retire now.
You're good.
This is my first experience. I'm familiar with Siouxsie and the Banshees. I had a good friend that was really into them, and he was the person that opened the door to the Cure and the Smiths. And Siouxsie is kind of one of those bands that you don't technically get into unless you've listened to the Cure, the Smiths, Joy Division, because it's a proliferation. It's a progression.
But it would make pretty good sense considering, well,
Robert Smith was in Siouxsie and the Banshees for a bit, so
yeah. I mean, well, I'm not saying that. I would say because this was pretty early, 81.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess it's kind of backwards. People would overlook this than rather,
right?
Because they obviously didn't have mainstream appeal. Because I had never heard of them. Their videos weren't playing on TV when I was a youngster, and
yeah, they were probably like the first post-punk band, so like probably even before Joy Division, that put out an album, and then this was like the first gothic rock album or goth album to release. So they were early to pretty much everything.
And this was their fourth album?
Yeah.
So what was the other three like?
So the first two is almost like the Dead Boys, like an super early Joy Division, where they're more rough and more punk. And the third
makes sense. It's a time era.
Yeah.
Late 70s.
The third album is like a new wave, a lot of synth, and then to this, which it's a drastic change in sound from the third album to this album.
That's kind of what the Damned did, after their Machine Gun Etiquette, which is regarded as their top best album. Then I think part 4 or their next album, their fourth album, the Black Album, is kind of when they changed into the goth style rock.
Because it's crazy, from just like a few months, they all went from short hair, suits and ties, to leather spandex, black hair, white face paint, what like that.
They went from the Specials to 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
Spinal Tap in the 60s to
Pretty much. That's probably what that's based off of.
I don't know.
So
Now, how did you find these guys? How did you hear about these fellas? These mams?
I don't remember or recall. I just remember the name coming up a lot, and then, like I said, going through and not being interested, and just kind of putting them in the shelf for a while, and then they reopened the book. So
have you listened to a lot of other golf bands?
yes, I like Joy Division. of
Well,
course.
apparently, from what I just recently found out from my daughter, he has a lot of goth girls pictures in his phone.
Wow,
Oh yeah.
executed right on the stand.
Jeez. Ava's in for
Ava's an interrogator, I guess, of
Yeah.
some sort.
Wow.
Ava. Better
the
watch
niche.
out, bro. That's Big Brother she's messing with. She better watch out.
Found his niche.
Wow. Right on.
All right. You're at that age. We all go through it.
Yeah. Put me in electric chair. Yeah, but I'm blanking. I digress.
I'm sorry.
Their discography gets better.
I was just kidding. Ava didn't tell me that.
I'm gonna kill her. That's all he was thinking. I'm gonna kill her when this is over. I'm gonna kill her.
Yeah, but they have probably one of the most perfect discographies like ever. And I don't think many groups from like 1979 to like 1994, every album is complete,
Different.
perfect.
Perfect. Now, what
All
makes it
those.
perfect? Like, what makes it unique?
They pretty much just this.
Is every album different by sound, or
No, the first three are different. They get this album, they just kind of expand on this sound and take it further, more reverb.
because you get some bands that change every single album,
Yeah.
like King Izzard and the Lizard Gizzard Wizards, and
That's exactly who I was thinking of.
AFI. They do it too.
Yeah. But pretty much every album gets better, where I feel like the Tinderbox, their 7th album, is my personal favorite. But this is like their commercial. This is like their hits album. So that's why I went for that.
How many singles came off of this album?
I believe only 2.
Just the two.
Spellbound and Arabian Nights.
Yeah.
Spellbound was a good song.
I don't like. I think it's the worst song on the album.
I didn't
like it
like
to start with.
I didn't like Spellbound.
Probably just heard it too much because people worship that song like it's the
Really?
greatest.
See,
It's
I
like
wouldn't say that.
it's people consider it's their most popular song by like a long shot. I don't like it. They
See,
have better.
I can truly say that there wasn't a song on this album that really stood out to me.
There's one for me.
There was kind of one. There was one that kind of stood out to me, but it's not, to me, I wouldn't consider it the best one in the album. I like it. But it was Night Shift.
Yeah.
Night Shift was a pretty cool song.
I like Night Shift. You know, man, Bo, dude,
It's good
I
too.
don't have to talk, dude, because it's like ditto.
Yeah.
I just gotta say ditto today. That's all I'm gonna say. Bo, you're gonna talk, and I'm gonna. Jim, you're gonna talk, and I'm just gonna say ditto. I think last week we were pretty much in sync as well. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole second side, Night Shift, Sin in My Heart, Head Cut, and Voodoo Dolly is like probably one of the greatest sides of a record ever, at least in my opinion. Because everything, it just works. It's like one single song.
It definitely sounds like a single song. The whole album sounds like a single song to
Yes.
me.
Yeah. Ditto.
There's a certain
I like
concept feel to it.
Yeah.
I think
Because every time I listen to this song, I couldn't look, or I couldn't listen to what I was listening to and figure out what track it was. Except for maybe like Night Shift, because she was saying Night Shift.
Well, I didn't. they do that in a lot of the songs, like Spellbound, 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 Night Shift. They do that with a lot of the names of the songs. It's like that's almost like the chorus part. That's what I caught listening to it.
Yeah, here, Steven actually calls it a concept album, or somewhat like a pseudo concept album, because it kind of borders on it, but it doesn't like go in all the way.
Mm-hmm.
What would make it go all the way?
I think if it revolved around a single character or one continuous story, because you get hints of that in the second half, and even from the first track to the last one. The middle parts, I don't know. I feel like the side A is just unrelated, and the second half just like the concept. That's how I feel.
I really like the song Monitor. I think that one kind of
Yes.
Ditto. That's the best song on the album.
I agree.
That's the best song on the album.
I agree. That one was probably my favorite. Night Shift second.
There's a few that I like, but I think Monitor's the standout.
Arabian Nights had its claws dug into me.
Yes, it did. I like Arabian
Monitor's
Nights.
freaking fantastic.
It's the standout, right?
It's that everything into that one.
Yeah.
The first side goes into that one, and the second side comes out of it.
Yeah, that song is really good. That song is really good. Okay, so I knew of Siouxsie and the Banshees. I like goth music. But I really never got big into them. I like a couple of their songs. One of my first CDs was "Kiss Them for Me."
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the name of the album, but it's the song with "Kiss Them for Me." My first two CDs I ever bought was that and The Cure's "Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me."
Really?
Those were my first CDs.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Bad quality.
Can't see it.
Yeah, it's hard to. That she's in pink or something on it, right? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the only one I don't like.
I like that song.
It's a super 90s sounding album.
Yeah, it is. It is.
They changed their style for.
Yeah.
But right after it, they did Rapture, and that's complete return to form. Perfect.
Yeah, I just never got into them. It's almost like Jim says. Okay, so the first time I heard it was last Sunday, I think after our show, or Monday. And then I put it on to work out at the gym. Not good gym music.
No.
I was like, what song? It's like what you were saying. They all flowed into each other. It was like, no, it didn't get me. I heard it before about an hour ago. I got to listen to it. I put on headphones. I was just not paying attention to anything else. And I enjoyed it for the most part. I like a lot of the songs. There's a couple of, I don't like Halloween. I'm not crazy about Spellbound, but I pretty much liked everything else. And Monitor for me was the standout.
Yeah.
Easy.
This is one that I could sit, put my headphones on, lean back in my chair, and just decompress.
Yeah, and that's what I did. That's what I did
today too.
Yeah.
I came home and he's like, "Hey, we got a show." And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me! Is it tonight?"
Yeah.
So I went and I had a full belly. Went out had a date with the old lady.
Nice.
Came home with a full belly. I'm like, "Oh crap!" So I put my headphones on. I laid in bed. Probably by the fourth track, I was out. I woke up and I had to start it over again and stuff. It relaxed me, It's like I was already kind of at that point of being overly fed, and laying down listening to it. It put me out. It relaxed me.
Yeah.
But and it's like, I would definitely do that. It's great background music for a calm, kind of chill environment.
Uh-huh.
I
don't know. Her voice always, it's kind of gets to me sometimes, her voice.
Now the live version, like he sent the live video.
I didn't get a chance to see that.
I watched the live video, and all I could think was Jefferson Airplane, White Rabbit.
White Rabbit. Yeah, I can see that.
That's like literally all
Ray Slick.
Did you see the live version he sent, Donnie?
No, I did not watch it.
Okay, if you guys go back and watch it, just think, man, all I could think was Jefferson Airplane, White Rabbit. The way she was singing, great performance. I'm not going to hit her on the performance because it was good, and she sounds great live.
Yeah.
Absolutely great live. But it was like that's all I could think of was White Rabbit.
But what year did they break up? They're not together anymore, right?
They still alive?
Yeah.
They're alive, but they're not together, right?
The last album was 96.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
They got back together in like the mid 2000s, like 08, 05 era. They did like a few shows and they went back. And I think they came back for shows like 4 years ago.
Okay.
They're not very great anymore because they're all like in their late 70s now.
Damn.
Yeah, but they're considered goth legends. Man.
Yeah, I think
she's royalty. She's goth royalty.
Yeah, everyone's still alive except for I think the guitar player in this album.
I guess she would be the queen of goth, right?
Godmother. Yeah, the Godfather.
Godmother.
And I remember I read about it, right? And isn't that guitar player this album very influential for other?
Yeah, I think he's in the Rolling Stones top 100 guitar players.
I think I read that, yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Probably another.
When I read that, when I listened to it a little while ago, I was mainly focusing on his guitar.
I think he used like actual like bows and stuff for his guitar for some songs.
Jimmy Page did that too.
He had that weird device that played the strings, that tapped the strings.
Mm-hmm.
That might have been on the last one because that kind of has that almost.
I would say that
the
music on this was on point. Like it was really good. There was one of the songs, I can't remember which one it was. It had that. I don't know. It had that low production quality, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of that recording I have with one of my old bands, to where it sounded like it was recorded live and you can hear it, and the vocals were a little bit louder than what I think they should have been.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the music, I thought the music was really good.
I think that's Head Cut, because that's one with the key guitar.
That song that we have that we recorded, the one where I'm playing bass guitar.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like the music of that, even the quality.
Mm-hmm.
And we recorded it from a little one of those little tape deck things.
Yeah. Yeah, where and then
it's about the size of that big, and you
and then you have to hit two buttons to record. Yeah.
Yep.
The song Head Cut though, like the guitar tone, it sounds a lot like the Beatles song Because, where it has that kind of like dingy organ sound throughout the song, which makes sense because they've done like probably a dozen Beatle cover songs.
Mm-hmm. Have they really?
Yeah, I think they did Helter Skelter, Dear Prudence, which that's great, and a few others are like lyrical references.
Right. So are they your favorite goth band?
Yes, I think they're probably top 10 bands, period, of all time.
That's awesome, man. I never would have thought that.
They never messed up. They were always on point.
That's ain't that funny how that works out? I never heard of them. He discovers them, and they're in their his top 10.
That's crazy. You got to pay more attention to your kids, Jim.
Well, I don't know. He's probably about 20 hours out of the day. He's got headphones on in the house, and it's like you talk to him. He's like, "Huh? What? Yeah, I get that."
Yeah.
This is that device.
Gizmotron. It's like a transformer.
So that plays that hits the strings. Is that what it does?
Yeah, it basically turns the guitar into like a synthesizer.
Oh yeah, if you scroll down, you can see it on the guitar.
Certain
It's on the Les Paul right there. Yep.
These are the keys.
Cool. It kind of
There's
brings
a video
it back
there, but I don't want to.
It kind of brings it back to that thing that kind of like that thing that we used to have in elementary school. June Carter used to play one. Johnny's wife. You know, you strum it and it has the different little buttons on the end.
Oh yeah, on the
I don't know what those things
I
are
know what
called.
you're talking about. I don't know what it's called either. Yeah.
I don't know.
One thing that's pretty cool, I don't know if you can pull it up, the Vox Teardrop, which was only used on Sin in My Heart. And I think they still have that exact guitar for whenever they play that one song. They bring it out, and it's like, this is the Sin in My Heart guitar. And I think it's at the Punk Rock Museum.
Oh wow!
And I saw
where's that at?
Vegas.
They got everything over there.
It's only maybe a year or two old.
I saw someone do a walkthrough, and they got a guitar. And we can pick up the guitar and play.
Oh, it's my bucket list. They have a room there, a part of the tour. It's like a little. I'm talking a tiny room. It's probably about as big as this room right here.
Right.
And they have amps and guitars in there from actual
that blue one right there.
Actual bands that are in the.
That's the exact one.
They're from actual bands that are like in the museum that recorded like big albums. You know, like what are some of the ones that they have there? Like they had one of Tim Armstrong's guitars from Rancid.
They have that exact guitar you can pick up and play it. The one that was used to record
and you can
this
pick it
album.
up, plug it into one of the actual amps of one of the other bands or whatever, and actually play in that, like jam in that room. They got keyboards. They got all this stuff that you can actually walk in and play the actual keyboard from that particular member of that band and play it.
That's crazy that they would allow that.
Yeah. Like if you had a couple friends that played different instruments and you went in there, you can literally play a show.
And then you could grab it and smash it and shit.
Kill you.
They have stuff like at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but it's not. It's just random musical instruments.
Probably.
It's not the real ones. That's nuts. Dude.
Yeah.
They got pretty cool stuff at the Punk Rock Museum. It was started by Fat Mike from NoFX.
Yeah, they got insane
which
stuff.
I'm not a fan of NoFX by any means at all. But he's doing a good thing by having this museum.
Okay. Wait. Why do you have to? Why that exclamation at all? Is there a reason for that at all?
He's pop punk. I don't like pop punk.
Okay, all right.
To me, it's not punk.
Okay.
For
you're
me,
you're more Limp Bizkit. I get it.
Yeah, I got more aggression in me. Well, I think Limp Bizkit has more aggression than NoFX.
No, okay.
Yeah, they break stuff.
Yeah. They destroy Woodstock 99.
I was just going to say that.
Single-handedly.
But
gross.
He's doing a great thing with this museum.
That's awesome.
I commend him on that. And what's really cool is like every so often they'll have a musician from a band that's either in the museum or was in the time of the artist in the museum. Given tours, like personal tours, like they'll have a group, you know, that like Roger Merritt from Agnostic Front.
I think Des Cadena does a bunch.
Des Cadena, you know, Fat Mike himself does. I mean, they have the guitarist from I think Bad Religion might have did it.
Lars Fredriksson has done a bunch.
So they'll get the group. You can pay a little bit extra to
get
like
$300 to get a tour. It's like
is it really that much?
It's how much? It's how much?
Get a tour.
But it's a tour, and they guide you. These punk rock musicians will guide you. CJ Ramone did it. They will guide you, and they'll explain everything. Oh, yeah, I remember this. And they'll tell their own stories and so on.
Oh, that's awesome, though, bro.
So it's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
That they offer that.
They got crazy,
and they still do it.
Crazy rare stuff there. Probably the coolest thing they got Rabies from Warzone. They have his Doc Martens and his big gloves that he'd wear.
Work gloves.
They had those on display, which was pretty awesome.
They got like a pack of cigarettes or a pack of weed from that Joe Strummer had or something. They got like all kinds of cool stuff.
They got a needle from Sid.
Probably.
I think they have his jacket.
That'd be even cooler if they had the knife.
Yeah.
You know,
For Nancy's knife.
Sid Vicious was the original drummer for Siouxsie and the Banshees, way before the Sex Pistols. He was the founding member.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that. There you go.
like
Wow.
early 70s.
Damn.
Play drums, can play bass.
Could he play the drums?
Probably not well.
Probably like he did the bass. He had
Just like the bass.
relied on somebody else.
Yeah.
Got a little drummer behind him.
Milli Vanilli'd it.
Who cares? Dude, but he was such a bad. He's Sid. It's Sid. It's so Sid. Oh, that's awesome, dude.
So what's the cover of this album look like? Is there a cover?
Yeah, go over it. I don't know where. Put it up for me.
I'm gonna say I'm not a fan of the cover.
I don't like it either. I think they have better covers.
I am not a fan of this cover.
It's sheet music, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sheet music.
Is that what that's
What the
supposed to
heck
be?
is that thing in the center?
It's a from what I gathered, Juju is like an African tribe, and that's like
Okay, that makes sense.
And that's a mask, right?
it's like on a rock.
Yeah, it's not my favorite cover.
They definitely have better ones.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of ugly.
If you like pulled back, it either looks like a bunch of little zippers or a bunch of maggots or bugs.
Yeah.
They have a
Yeah.
better had a voodoo doll in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's why it didn't do well.
Maybe.
Yeah, that it doesn't scream pick me up. Listen to see it's
If I saw that in the shelf back in
I wouldn't I would just
I'm like,
keep
what the
on
hell is
going.
this?
It does have
Especially
a
in
new
1981.
Yeah.
It does have a post. To me, it does have a post punk kind of look to it,
Really,
but nothing goth.
all their album covers don't really jump out at you. Like they got a few like good ones, but everything else pretty simplistic.
Bo, do you know what's the back cover? Is there anything on the
I
back?
think it's just the same, but without the mask.
Without the mask? Okay.
Yeah,
I think Jim, you guys nailed it. You do need to listen to it a few times until it clicks.
Yeah, and then listen to
Definitely.
and I would say if you have an open mind, it will eventually click. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
If there's any for it.
Man, headphones always helps too.
They
It's
do.
incredible. Always helps.
Monitor. That was the one. Though.
Monitor's the best song in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Their album cover. The inner sleeve.
So,
But
so,
I did like a few of them.
so with you saying Sid being a drummer, I'm assuming they're a British band.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
That
British.
was like early.
Dude,
Yeah, the album was recorded in Surrey Sound in Leatherhead, Surrey. So, I don't
Where the
know.
hell's that at?
Yeah. I don't think it gets more British than that. Polydor, that's a British label too. So Nigel Gray, I didn't look at. I'll do that now. Was the Nigel Gray, the producer, worked on several albums, 3 albums by the Police. He also worked on Siouxsie's previous record, Kaleidoscope. And then
He did
all
how many
5
albums?
for
I'm sorry. How many albums of the Police did he do?
3.
Oh wow.
He did Outlandis D'Amour, Regada de Blanc, and Zenyatta Mandana.
All the early ones.
Yep.
Wow.
So Siouxsie and the Banshees was before the Police.
I think so, yeah.
I think so.
Right
Not
around
by much though.
Same year.
Not
Probably
by-
by
I
much.
think the Police were like 76, 77.
Yeah, Regada was in 78. No, Outlandis D'Amour was 78.
Wow.
So yeah, but I do think they were before, but not by. They were pretty much contemporaries, I
They were
guess.
76 when
That
they
was
started.
one band I never could get into. Was the Police.
Policey.
I like them. I like them.
I prefer the Wrestler. That's what I'll say.
Me too.
The Wrestler.
You know.
Police.
Yes, I prefer the Wrestler.
Big Boss Man.
Sting, come on.
Oh, Sting.
Duh. Dumb.
Well, I knew
Okay.
Sting. I didn't, you were talking about the
No, I
Police.
like the
He's
Police.
talking about Steve Borden.
I like the Police. I like the Police. All right. Cool beans.
So, what do you guys overall? Before we, I guess, go to the wheel, what do you guys think of the album?
Are we gonna start grades?
What do you want to do next? I mean, you tell
Did
me.
you guys ever do your list of songs?
I did.
Of
Yeah.
bands?
I did mine.
Real quick,
I
I'll say,
did.
oh yeah, you do. I'll just say real quick, Spellbound is my least favorite song, and Voodoo Dollies and Night Shift are the two best. That's my final thoughts. Give it a listen. It's a S tier, S plus, perfect.
I think Sin in My Heart's probably my least favorite.
Oh,
Sin in My Heart.
yeah, watch the live version.
I like that one. I like that one.
Watch
I like the whole first.
That's how I was.
I like the whole side A.
I didn't really listen to the album enough to like really decide what a bad
Yeah,
worst one was because they all sounded the same.
yeah. I
You
gotta
know-
give it a.
I
Two
can't
more.
pick a worst one. I'll just say Monitor was my favorite,
Uh-huh.
and Night Shift was the next best one.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Monitor, and I'm gonna throw my least favorite. I think it's Halloween with the Trick or Treat.
That's the third best punk
See,
song.
for
named
me,
Halloween.
I love anything
crazy
Halloween
about it.
related. I love anything Halloween related.
I wasn't crazy about it. I wasn't crazy about
None will top Misfits Halloween.
it.
Yeah,
No, no.
I was just gonna say that.
Ministry. Every day is Halloween.
Misfits Halloween Part 2 is better.
I couldn't look at that track name without hearing Glenn Danzig singing Halloween.
Yeah, or Jell-O. Dead Kennedys have good Halloween. It's funny because when Dead Kennedys did their Halloween, Glenn's like, "Why'd you rip off my song? What? We have Halloween. Why'd you do that?" And it's like completely different. It's like they're ripping me off.
I need royalties.
I need royalties. I love that guy.
Why does that not surprise me?
You can't do anything Halloween related unless Danzig did it first.
He signs off on it.
Okay,
I
Glenn.
love it.
I wrote that.
Danzig
Go back to
wants
Lodi.
everybody to know that Halloween is Misfits Day.
Yeah.
They're just Halloween is just living in Misfits world.
Ministry. Every day is Halloween.
That's another band I wouldn't mind getting back into trying to listen to some. I've been kind of out of the industrial music for quite some time, but
I just dropped in mine.
Ministry.
My face.
Well, I thought about recently going back, digging deep back into Nine Inch Nails since they announced their tour.
Oh, really?
I love Nine Inch Nails. I
I
remember
do too.
the first time I heard Nine Inch Nails.
Me too.
I
They
was-
were like a game changer.
Yeah, I was in 7th grade. We had this little side thing called Journey to Achievement. We had some guy. I don't know who he was. He wasn't a teacher. It was like some little side thing, like only certain. I guess I was a troubled kid. I don't know. That's how I got picked for Journey to Achievement. I don't know. But anyways, the teacher or the instructor or whatever he was, we did our thing. Then we go to a like a field trip, and on the way to the field trip, he's like, "Hey, you ever heard of?" You know, at the time, I was kind of in the metal and stuff like that. He's like, "Hey, have you heard of Nine Inch Nails?" I said, "No." So in the van on the way to this field trip, he put in Nine Inch Nails, and that's how I heard Nine Inch Nails.
Which album? Which album did he put on?
It was pre Downward Spiral.
Pretty Hate Machine?
Yes.
That's crazy. That album came out in '89. That still blows me away.
Dude, I heard that at a house party. I was like 19, 20, something like that. And somebody had the Pretty Hate Machine soundtrack, and it just blew my mind.
You know,
We
I
just
saw
had that. We were at a house party, and we just kept putting that on over and over again and just slamming and dancing. And it was just like, what is this? It was crazy.
Where Head Like a Hole
Had like a hole, man.
is 100% based off of a early 80s Devo Hawaiian Punch advertisement.
Oh yeah. Matter
Really?
of fact, I think Head
Yes.
Like a Hole might have been the first song I heard.
I have to send it to you. It's great. It's like that is Head Like a Hole in like 1985.
Put that in the chat, so I want to hear that because I didn't know that.
Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo made it.
He played me the video, and I seen that. I'm like, holy crap!
It was
Nine
like-
Inch Nails completely like
Ripped it off.
ripped off Devo.
Wow, you got yes. Put that in
Hawaiian
the chat. I want to hear that. My favorite one on that album is Down in It. Fucking love Down in It.
Great album.
Yeah, fantastic.
I'm happy.
You have that album now, don't you, on vinyl?
I have Pretty Hate Machine.
Oh, that's the one you
You-
got.
Yeah,
You got it.
yeah, Pretty Hate Machine. Yeah,
Yeah.
that album was a big deal, bro.
Shit, right there.
Yeah.
We gotta get Downward Spiral now.
Yeah.
Downward Spiral. That album is start to
Correct.
finish excellent.
I got to pick an industrial album, so I'm happy.
And there's an EP right after Pretty Hate Machine, and I think it's before Downward Spiral. That's fantastic as well. I don't remember what it's called, but I think it's like, it's just the cover is just fire or something.
Yeah, just Head Like a Hole, or the Pretty Hate Machine's a blue fire.
Yeah. And this one's like yellow and red. Yeah, that's
Broken.
fantastic.
Yeah, I have that. That's
Yeah, I
okay.
have that. It's called Broken.
Broken, that's it. Dude,
Yeah.
that is fantastic.
They have Broken, they have Fixed, and Fixed is like stupid rare and expensive. Where is that? It should be over here. Oh,
Yeah, Broken. It's that's start to finish good too.
We're gonna find it for you, fellas.
might be down here somewhere. Goodness, I have no clue.
Never mind, we won't find it for you, fellas. We got too many CDs to wonder.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm just happy glad you have it.
Broken, I think, was actually my first Nine Inch Nails CD that I purchased.
Okay.
I found a industrial group called, I think they're called Chem Lab, like a CHEM Lab.
Uh-huh.
They're so good. I've been on a kick of them. I like them a lot. I dig them.
That's awesome, dude. I love all that industrial and goth and all that shit.
We're gonna
Want to do these lists real quick?
They haven't done it. You want to do ours?
We can do ours.
All right, let me get it. I think I got it over here somewhere.
when you do it, do 30 and then 29, then go up. Maybe do down. I don't know.
Okay, what are we doing?
We're gonna
Start from 30, I guess.
Yeah, start from 30.
All right, what's your 30? Mine's is Oasis.
Mine's Radiohead.
Oof.
What? Bro,
Hold
get this guy out of here, bro. Get this guy out of here.
Mine is also Oasis.
Let me explain.
It's okay, bro. It's okay.
I did initially have Oasis,
Uh-huh.
but I changed it to Radiohead only because calling them one of the greatest bands, I think, is not accurate because they're only known for one song
Mm-hmm.
and they don't do that song live, so there's nothing
No.
great about them.
There's nothing great about him.
I'm not familiar with Radiohead to make that.
I get it, dude. It's fine. It's cool. I'm not offended. It's all good. I understand your logic. It makes perfect sense, actually.
I'm not familiar with them enough to
to put them.
Put them on the greatness chart higher
Okay.
up.
So who do you got at 29?
Oasis.
Okay, I have Heart.
I have the Eagles at 29.
And I put Oasis at 29 just because they did have a couple hit songs.
Which would
be one more hit song over Radiohead.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. I put Oasis at 30 because even George Harrison thought they were all a-holes and didn't like them. The guy that they were worshiping.
Yeah, they're not. I'm not an Oasis. I do like a few of their songs. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't think. Yeah. No.
All right, my 28 is Journey.
Okay, we know how you feel. I'm surprised the Eagles haven't popped up yet.
My 28 is Aerosmith.
My 28 is Kiss.
Yeah, that's close.
My 27 is Rage Against the Machine.
Mine is Journey. My 27 is Journey.
Mine is Aerosmith.
Not too bad. My 26 is U2.
Okay.
My 26 is also U2.
My 26 is The Who.
Not too bad. My 25 is the Eagles.
That's a lot.
It kind of hurt me to put them this high in the category.
Put them that high, right?
I strictly put Eagles at 25 because they do have multiple hit songs. I will give them that. You know, some of them are great songs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go that far.
No, they're good. I mean, Hotel California and, you know, some of the other ones are great. I'm tired of them, but they're great.
My 25 is Kiss. I have to say that Eagles' Christmas song completely ripped off the Beatles' "Oh Darling" like to a T. Like it's the exact song.
It's possible.
I digress.
I digress.
What's your 25?
Guns N' Roses.
Okay. My 24 is Cream.
Okay.
My 24 is The Who.
My 24 is U2.
All right. Not too bad. This might hurt Donnie. I'm sorry. My 23 is Rush.
Okay.
That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
My 23 is Heart. It probably went down a bit lower, but
I never was a big fan of Rush outside of Tom Sawyer's a great song, but I never could get into Geddy. Was his name Geddy?
Geddy Lee.
Geddy Lee. I could never get into his it took a while. It took me a while to get into his even the Tom Sawyer song because it's like too feminine for me and not being feminine. I guess you could.
It's also overplayed.
It's too over. He's too high pitched for me. I haven't heard much of their other stuff, but I know like Neil Peart is an amazing drummer. So that's why I picked him at number 23.
Greatest drummer of all time. After Buddy Rich, of course.
True. Buddy Rich is the best.
And Neil would even say that.
So is that everybody's 23 in?
yeah.
What did I say?
I don't think. What did you say?
I don't. The last one I said was U2. I don't know what number that was. 30.
24.
All right. I'm gonna. My 23 is gonna be Cream.
Great.
Okay.
All right. My 22 is Heart.
All right.
My 22 is Van Halen. So
I got Van Halen a little higher than that.
Yeah.
What number are we on?
22.
All right, 22. I'm changing this order in this little section. I'm rearranging it. Not by much, one or two here and there. I'm gonna put at 22. Shit, this is hard. I'm gonna put Tool.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Tool.
My 21 is Kiss.
Dang, that's
Okay.
a lot higher than mine.
That's a lot higher than mine.
My 21 is Guns N' Roses.
Okay. My 21 is Rage Against the Machine.
I put Kiss a little higher because their early stuff is fairly decent. Their later stuff is garbage. But as
everything
far
up to Destroyer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I put them at 21 because even though I'm not a super fan of Kiss, they have the stage performance, the everything that goes with, the makeup, the costumes, them actually performing, them actually having a lot of fairly decent early songs. So that's why I put them at 21 as far as being the best band, because of their more or less their performances and their image and
they're entertainers. Yeah, no, that's
entertainment wise.
Yeah.
Pretty great lip syncers too.
All right, what are we on? 21 or 20?
20.
20, I picked The Who.
Okay.
And I put them at 20 because they were influential.
I did that with a few.
Keith Moon,
Yeah,
a phenomenal drummer that inspired the drummers after him. They do have a couple pretty good songs, but that's why I picked them at 20.
My number 20 is Cream. Put them at 20.
Okay. Cream. Okay. My 20 is Radiohead.
Really?
Yeah, because
That is surprising.
Yeah, I thought they'd be in your
I
top.
love them, right? But I can't put them over. I'm not gonna put them at 1 because I don't think they
That's exactly what the reason why I put them last is because
you don't know them.
they're not just I don't know them, but you don't know them because as being either a performance band or anything like that, because it's like I'm assuming you go to see them live and it's just going to be like
I've seen them like 6 or 7 times.
Entertainment.
They put on an amazing show, and I've seen them 6. They're probably one of the 6 or 7 times I've seen. Every time they've come down, I've seen them.
Okay.
And they put on really good shows.
All right, number 19, I'm picking Aerosmith. Because
that was my number 20.
A lot of people know Aerosmith songs. They've had a lot of hits. Not saying that I'm a huge fan of Aerosmith. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying they've been successful for a reason.
Everything up to Rocks is fantastic. That's why I have the freaking box set over here.
They deserve that spot for Run DMC.
No. They've done a lot of great stuff before Run DMC.
Yeah.
Dream On and
everything in this box over here, this box set over here.
They were good.
My number 19 is Rush. I don't know anything about Rush except for Tom Sawyer and South Park, but I feel like having Rush under top 20 in a 30 greatest bands list doesn't sit right with me. That's just me.
Well, you ought to check out some videos of Neil Peart playing drums. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's just out of respect.
One of the greatest drummers of all time outside of Buddy Rich.
Batterista.
Okay, 19 from you went Bo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Rush, right. 19, I'll put the Eagles at 19.
Okay.
Number 18.
Number 18, I put Tool. Because Tool has many a good songs. They're great performers, even though they don't perform as much as they used to or often as they should have. And I watched the video of a distinguished drummer listening to the drummer for Tool play. It was one of those YouTube videos where he was listening to it and he had to kind of like duplicate it after hearing it a couple times. And the skill of the musicians of Tool it's top notch. So I put Tool at 18 for that reason.
Yeah, great musicianship.
Tool is excellent musicians, but dude, I think they're so boring in concert.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw them once.
When I saw them once, Maynard had his back to the audience.
And
The
everyone
light show,
like
the light show was great, but dude, there was no
polyrhythms. That's what you're missing out on.
It
When
was
I
like
saw
he never tried to pump up the audience. Nothing. It was like they just went. And it was like I could have listened to this album at home, and I would have been fine, and I would have saved my money.
Yeah, when I saw him, he
Andy
did
Carey's
the
a really
white
good dude.
face. He was like the mannequin, the mime face, and he had the weird. I don't know if it was like. I don't remember what it was. It was during the Enema era.
Mhm.
It was like 97, 96, 97.
Yeah, I saw them like in 2007, 2008 is when I saw them with the one with Jambi. I don't even know the name of that album.
I have no idea. I kind of lost track after Enema.
Look up Jambi, the song Jambi. It's fantastic. But yeah, okay, all right, sorry, all right.
My number 18
Talk
is
about an
Radiohead.
unshakable fan base.
Yeah.
They're what?
My number 18 is Radiohead out of respect for Raul.
All right.
God.
Thank you. Number 18 for me is Fleetwood Mac.
Okay. My number 17 in Guns N' Roses. The reason why I picked Guns N' Roses because they are influential. They were a massive band in the late 80s, early 90s. You can't deny the fact they had a ton of great songs.
Mm-hmm.
They were showmen back in their heyday.
They brought rock back into rock.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Metallica versus Guns N' Roses. That was the thing, back in 91, 90, 91, whatever that was.
They were on tour together.
Yeah. So that's why I picked GNR at number 17.
My number 17 is Tool. Pretty much for everything we've already said.
Tool.
My 17 is Queen. I love Freddie Mercury. I love Queen, but I don't know. They got their songs that are good, but I just can't get into some of the other stuff as much as I would like.
I kind of wanted to put Queen in this. I kind of put Queen a little higher than what I probably should have.
Right.
Only based on their hits, the influence they had on different things and on music and everything like that. So I put them a little higher.
Yeah.
But my heart wanted to put it a little lower because I'm not a super Queen fan at all.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm not gonna shade the fact that they have some good music.
No, on the original list, I think there were like 3 on the original list that we got all these bands.
But a
from.
lot of
Like
their
3.
popular songs I'm burnt out on.
Yes.
Another One Bites the Dust, We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions. It's like I'm done with those songs.
I still like Another One Bites the Dust. That's like you mentioned Tom Sawyer. That it's been. I'm still not tired of Tom Sawyer. When that first note hits, oh my! It just I still love it. Another One Bites the Dust.
Fantastic.
That whole album is fantastic, but Rush hasn't shown up on my list, so. But Queen is like that. I'm tired of a lot of their songs. Like I don't want to hear "We Are the Champions," "We Will Rock You."
Yeah,
I like
Bohemian Rhapsody. It's like, come on, enough.
the deep cuts.
Yeah, but okay. What? Okay, Jim, both, or it's me? Who is it? Oh no! It's you, Jim. Right?
All right, we're on 16 now.
Yeah.
All right, my 16 was Iron Maiden. Sorry, Donnie.
No, you're not. Oh, bullshit.
I love Iron Maiden, but as far as the bands that I put in front of them, they're second best, I guess you could say. As far as if you put in the most people couldn't name you a single Iron Maiden song.
Trooper.
Most people.
Probably Trooper would be like the only.
Maybe. And that's only people that's in the rock genre. usually like these other bands, people that's not fans of rock or metal would know a song or something from
They know Eddie.
these different bands. They may know Eddie, they may know Trooper, but they're not really. Let me give an example. AC/DC. Majority of people can tell you Back in Black, hey, that's AC/DC, or anything off Dark Side of the Moon, you know.
Huh?
You know what I mean? It's like, even if you're not a rock fan, you've heard those songs, you know those songs.
Right.
And I like Iron Maiden, but I'm going to say 9.5 people out of 10 couldn't even name you one Iron Maiden song.
That's the American audience.
That is true.
That is true.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Okay, can I tell you something about Radiohead?
Yeah.
You've heard so many Radiohead songs, and you just don't know it's Radiohead.
I bet that's true.
Because they're in so many commercials, so many shows have Radiohead songs, and or cover versions of Radiohead songs, and you don't know it. You've heard a ton of Radiohead songs. Tons. Did you ever watch Vanilla Sky?
Nope. Didn't hear that one.
No, that's a movie. It's a Tom Cruise movie, actually. It's a Tom Cruise movie, actually. It's just one off the top of my head. But okay, I'm sorry. I think. Oh, wait. Go, Bo, go.
My number 16 is the Rolling Stones. Again, out of respect, I don't really know anything about them. I know for them with the Beatles and their rivalry and friendship, and that's about as far as it goes. But again, I don't see having Rolling Stones under top 15 being, they don't sit right with me because they deserve that high spot.
Okay. At 16, I also have Iron Maiden. Wow. At 16. And I Maiden was like one of the first bands that I really got into. I still love them, but I can't put them under 16. I mean,
yeah. Some of the other, like I said, some of the other talents before them.
Yeah.
My number 15 would be Van Halen.
Wow. That was my
influential because Van Halen's guitar playing, what inspired a lot of people after Van Halen, such as like Dimebag Darrell and Zakk Wylde and many other guitarists after early Van Halen. So I put them at 15 because of their influence. The David Lee Roth era, I think, is the supreme era.
There's another era,
obviously. Yeah,
there's the Sammy Hagar,
Van Hagars.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's why I put them at 15. So go ahead and jump.
My 15 is Queen.
Okay.
Live Aid, but I think pretty much said everything. It's kind of overplayed. Respect them, and that's about it.
I do think that Live Aid performance is the greatest performance ever. I watched it again recently. I've seen that multiple. It's just insane.
Thanks.
So I'm not. I forgot. That's a good point. You brought up Live Aid. That was amazing.
It's not
all right. My 15. A band that Jim hates, but I love. It's Journey.
Journey.
I love Neil Schon. I think Steve Perry's vocals are just
horrendous. Oh, I got him.
Fantastic, dude. They're just so good, bro. You should give them another. Dude, they're fantastic. Anyway, okay. And that was the first concert I attended. So
yeah, I put them at 27. So
that's okay.
That much.
It's all right.
All right. My number 14 makes me want to switch with my number 10, but I'm just going to keep it the way I written it down. My number 14 is Metallica.
Okay.
Which I think I probably should move them up, but I'm just going to go with it. I picked Metallica because they're an amazing band, especially everything with Cliff Burton era, which put them on the map the thrash metal. I mean, it was just like the best.
Pretty much everything after Burton is no good.
Well, for me, it's like, yeah, the Black Album is their sellout album.
They're good.
But when I was a kid, I ain't gonna lie. When I was a kid, I had the cassette tape and I listened the shit out of that album.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just,
Over and over and over again. So I can't deny the Black Album, but I can deny everything after the Black Album, because everything after the Black Album, I kind of fell off. After the Black Album, as a kid or a teenager, I kind of quit listening to.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Once they cut their hair, that's when they definitely went down.
But I'm not going to deny the fact that they were influential. They're an amazing metal band. And they'll go down in history as one of the greatest metal bands of all time. So I got them at 14 for that reason.
All right. My 14 is Rage Against the Machine. Just because I like a lot of their songs and hits better than most of the ones we've gone over so far.
Okay.
You don't hear them as often as the other ones, so it's still kind of fresh.
I probably could have put Rage higher on my list too. I do like Rage. Sometimes, for me, sometimes I get tired of hearing like every song being political.
Yeah.
I do like Rage. I do like Tom Morello as a guitar player and stuff. And sometimes when their songs comes on, it just, man, it makes your head bob.
I love
I probably should have moved them up higher on my list.
The thing for me with Rage is De La Rocha. I think he's such a fucking powerful
He is. Yeah.
front man.
Sure.
Dude, it's like, yeah, the political, but I'm not even talking. I'm just him as a front man, and dude, it's like, fuck. You see their videos of. I would have been scared to have been in that mosh, dude.
Yeah, that goes wild. It goes
was
wild.
fucking bonkers. It was bonkers. So,
All right.
whose turn, man?
Yes, it's yours.
ZZ Top for 14. I got ZZ Top at 14.
Nice.
Donnie, you
surprises.
what that third?
I really thought all of you were gonna have ZZ Top in like the higher like the 20s. I really did.
They're really good, bro. They're
All right,
really good.
My number 13 is Nirvana. I picked Nirvana because you can put on any album and it's good.
Three of them.
Any one of the three, it's good, start to finish. Their performances were obviously entertaining because you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
The Unplugged album is probably the greatest live recording of an album, as far as I'm concerned. Is one of my all-time favorite live albums.
It's definitely top 2.
Yeah.
And their influence on music, they helped kill the hair metal.
Yeah.
You know, they changed. They brought in the grunge genre. They changed music.
They were almost like a voice of a generation, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They changed. So
and they brought Pat Smear out of his cave and put him back in the forefront.
And he's still going strong.
Still going. Still a member.
Mm-hmm.
My number 13 is Jimi Hendrix.
Ooh.
Okay. Wow.
Sorry, unruly. Put it on the stake.
My 13 is The Clash.
Ooh. Ouch.
My 13 is The Clash.
Alan Burns.
Okay. All right, moving on to 12. My number 12 is the mighty ZZ Top. Because
they're underrated, man.
They are underrated, talented musicians.
Yeah.
And they have tons of bangers.
Yep.
Even though they're a 3-piece band, man, they can knock it out of the park performance-wise, just being a 3-piece band and not doing a whole lot. Yeah. I mean, look at them in Back to the Future. That's like the one scene in Back to the Future 3 that everyone remembers. Guitar spinner.
Oh, so good.
And they were massive, dude. When they came up with the legs and all, dude, they were
Yeah.
It was like,
And to have two guys with beards, and then the third guy,
name beard.
last name Beard, or not have a beard.
Yeah,
Epic.
dude.
And they were already pretty far into their career by then.
Yeah, definitely.
They've been playing for a while. My number 12 is AC/DC.
Okay.
Today.
Don't need to go into it. I prefer AC/DC with an X. Continue.
What?
Different band. ACXDC is different from AC/DC with a dash.
That's irrelevant. They're not that good. They suck compared to AC/DC.
That's irrelevant.
There's a reason why nobody's heard of those guys.
Well, there's not
No. Carpet bagging off the name of a legend.
Their split with Goo Lagoon is superior. That's all I'll say.
To you, not to the masses.
My 12 is Nirvana.
Okay. My number 11, if you would have asked me a couple years ago where I would put this band, I probably would have put this band right around the range of Journey or the Eagles. I put them higher because after seeing one of the members' concert, I kind of instantly got a gratification of their talent.
Okay.
Their song.
You need to go see a Journey concert.
Maybe so.
You go with Steve.
So my number 11.
Neil Sean.
My number 11 was Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
You know, when I took my wife to see Stevie Nicks, it kind of opened my eyes to the talent, to the great songs that they created, and the history of the band. So I thought they were fair to be at number 11.
The reason I had them lower, it was almost like the Eagles. Great for me. The Eagles are great, but I just don't consider them rock. You know, it's like they're more country. Fleetwood Mac, I love Fleetwood Mac. I just couldn't put them over these other rock bands.
Yeah, I could say that.
You know,
like a folk rock or
it's like I just couldn't put them that high. But I love them. I think they're fantastic, all-time band. But I love Stevie Nicks. I love a ton, but I just couldn't do it because of that one reason.
They were really heavy when Peter Green was in the band. Their early stuff.
Yeah.
It was very heavy.
I've never heard it. I've never heard their early stuff.
My number 11 is ZZ Top, and I wrote specifically only for Back to the Future 3 in my notes. So
damn.
We went over that, and
we did their album, man. That album that we got is like a phenomenal album.
It's a great album, but that song Back to the Future is like cream of the crop.
That's my favorite ZZ Top song. It's
a 30 seconds and
not even 30 seconds, like a 10-second.
It's so good.
And that's because Back to the Future is my all-time favorite movie franchise. So anything related to that, I love.
Yeah. Okay. Great movie.
We're on 11?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's me, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll go with Rush. Rush is my 11.
Okay.
I think they're fantastic. They're not my favorite, but I don't get tired of their music. It was like one of those first albums that I heard, and it was like, oh my god, Tom Sawyer. That, like, you talk about sides of albums, Moving Pictures side A, YYZ, Red Barchetta, Limelight, and Tom Sawyer. Fantastic side of an album. They're all bangers, and YYZ is an instrumental that is just phenomenal.
What's the name of the album?
That's Moving Pictures.
Moving Pictures. I gotta look at that because I'm not super familiar at all with Rush.
Well, their 7th album.
And your favorite is 2112, Donnie? 2112, yeah.
Their 4th album is 2112.
And that's a double album, right?
That's a double album. It's the first part of the the trilogy, the post-apocalyptic trilogy.
And have you ever heard their first Working Man's on their first album, right?
Yep.
Have you ever heard that song, Jim?
No.
Working Man?
I haven't heard anything really much past Tom Sawyer.
Their first 2 records are very heavy.
Heaviest. Look, just listen to Working Man.
Okay.
Dude, it's
Working Man and Finding My Way.
oh, so hard, dude. Hard. Really good stuff.
Okay. Fly By Night's freaking ridiculous.
Fly By Night, dude. Fabulous.
Their-
Fabulous.
Their first epic is on that one. It's called By Tour and the Snow Dog.
Yeah.
Fucking licensed guitar on that is ridiculous.
Dude, and talk about some like the album we did today, Juju. Look at Rush's album covers. They're like all time, like Fly By Night with the owl, 2112, you know, moving pictures. Even though it's a perfect album cover for that album. It's really iconic images. But okay, I'm sorry. 10. We're in the top 10. We're in the top 10.
This is where it's gonna get interesting. I think it's gonna be very similar, all of our top 10s.
I think so too.
Number 10, I selected Queen.
Okay.
I'm not as familiar with Queen as I am with listening to all their popular songs, but I do know them as being the Live Aid concert. They're obviously performers. They obviously have a following. They're obviously legends. Brian May, great guitar player. So a lot of everything kind of checks the boxes for the Queen band. So I picked Queen as the top 10 greatest bands.
He's a mathematical genius.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
My number 10 is Pink Floyd.
Okay.
That's my number 10. Don't think I need to go into it. It's Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Just compare everything else, it kind of fell down the list a little.
That's fine. For me, number 10 is Van Halen. And I don't even Sammy Hagar, to me, Van Hagar never happened. I'm not even considering that in it.
Sure.
But their first, I think, I'm not even putting in 1984 album, the 1984 album. I'm putting out the first 4 albums. Classic rock band.
Oh, for sure.
It's hard. They were rock stars, bro, and
David Lee Roth was a performer.
A performer. I mean, Alex Van Halen on drums, bro. He pounded on those drums when he would start hitting the gong and dude, performers. And that's why I have Van Halen, one of my favorites.
I want to ask you a question on them.
What?
Who do you think they influenced?
Who did they?
What other bands sound like them after them?
Well, I don't know as far as that, though. Like I said before, for my pick, almost if it wasn't for Van Halen, there might not have been a Dimebag Darrell. There would not have been a Pantera.
There wouldn't have been hair metal. There wouldn't have been hair metal, dude.
Zach Wilde, holds Eddie Van Halen up very well, very high.
There wouldn't have been. Sorry. Go ahead, Bo. I'm Jim. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, that was it.
Oh,
I don't know exactly who they inspired. I do know for a fact that Eddie Van Halen was Dimebag Darrell's all-time favorite guitarist, even to the point where he was buried with Eddie's Van Halen 3 guitar, the black and yellow guitar.
wow.
And there's a quote saying, somebody said that if Dime knew that he was going to be buried with Van Halen number 3 black and yellow guitar, that he would have said, "Kill me now." Put it in, just because Van Halen was his all-time favorite guitarist, and that was influenced a big portion of Dimebag.
There wouldn't have been a Dimebag otherwise without an Eddie.
Exactly.
So it's more of an individual. It's more of an individual influence.
As far as who I think
as far as that goes, yeah, I don't know. I can't speak.
I don't know a band after them that sounds like them.
Yeah, for me, dude, Rat, Poison, Rat Poison.
You got to think too.
Wasp.
You got to think too. I mean,
Which
like
one?
by the time that they were on their end, that's when grunge kind of killed everything. Music kind of changed, I think.
Well, they were already into Sammy Hagar at that time. It was also it was Van Hagar. It's almost like with Van Hagar, it was your dad's Van Halen.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a mature Van Halen.
But that
wasn't
to me, that was during that era of music was slowly changing into something completely different.
Yeah. And then Guns came and brought it back to life.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we're what number 9?
Number 9.
Number 9.
Oh, I'm starting this one.
Number 9.
All right, my number 9 was the Stones.
Turn me on, Devin.
I picked the Stones because, as far as I'm concerned, they were the embryo of punk rock music. They were the punk of the Beatles. I mean, they were.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah,
they were kind of the separate from the Beatles, but they were more rough. They were more gritty.
Yeah.
A lot of your punk bands,
Mm-hmm.
they all listen to the Stones. You know, your MC5s, your Iggy Pops, and all those people. They were all Stones fans. You know, so I would put the Stones as the embryo of punk rock music.
That's
seed.
They almost it's like they're dirty Beatles. They're the dirty. Yeah, that's how I've always seen them like that as well. They're the yin and yang to the Beatles.
Yep.
Yeah.
And very influential and had many hits.
Yeah.
My number 9 is Metallica. I think there's definitely way better thrash bands. Everything with Dave Mustaine and Cliff Burton is all time. And after a Black Album, of course. But that's pretty much it. Yeah. Metallica, number 9.
My number 9 is AC/DC. For me, AC/DC kind of stopped with For Those About to Rock. After, it's almost like the Black Album. For me, it's For Those About to Rock. I don't care about anything else that came afterwards. And honestly, in that album,
no flip of the switch.
No. But everything before, fantastic. Fucking love it. Love it.
Little fact about AC/DC I heard. It's like I saw a video like the worst or most poorly aged songs ever. And apparently AC/DC released a single called I Feel Safe in New York a week before 9/11.
Oh, God.
It was like, jeez.
1
week before.
Never heard that, and that's probably why I've never heard that, right?
I never heard it either.
Yeah.
It can't be as bad as Slayer releasing an album called God Hates Us All on September 11th.
Oh,
damn.
Jeez.
Just saying.
All right. My number 8 is...
They didn't know.
Yeah.
My number 8 is the mighty Black Sabbath.
Wow.
I have Black Sabbath.
Terrible. That's fucking putrid.
I have Black Sabbath lower than Jim has Black Sabbath. That's insane.
That is awful.
And I picked Black Sabbath at number 8 because everything before them, I think, is more influential in pop culture and
I don't know if you can
music.
say anything more influential than Black Sabbath.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that because they influence metal.
They influence a down-tuned guitar.
Well,
Something
yeah,
as simple as that.
But that's why they're in my top 10 because they influenced. They were the metal band. Like
they're top 5 for me. Top 5, top 3.
Pretty good place.
Wow.
My number 8 is a bit higher than I thought it would be. Is Fleetwood Mac is number 8.
Wow, I'm so that's
they're just great musicians. Everything they did is like I heard someone like describe one of their songs like geez, like they were geniuses in every way.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't think they get the credit they really deserve for
And
everything
it
they
took,
did.
like I said, and it took me seeing Stevie Nicks live to kind of like for that to open up my door to that, you know.
And you went recently, right? It hasn't been that long.
Years ago,
Yeah, I remember.
It was probably one of the top shows I've been to. It was just an amazing show.
I got a friend, him and his wife have seen them multiple. They never miss them. Never.
I haven't seen Fleetwood Mac. It was Stevie.
I've never seen him.
Stevie Nicks is who I took my wife to see, and it
Right.
was great. It was phenomenal. It was just banger after banger after banger.
Yeah, dude, they got so many songs that you don't even know that it's. Oh my god, I forgot that one. I forgot that one. I forgot that one.
Exactly.
Yeah. My number 8 is Metallica. I agree with you guys. I'm not a big metalhead, you know, speed metal, but I remember when Metallica, people started talking about Metallica, I was almost scared to hear it because they were talking about it like it was something new that we had never heard, kind of shit. It wasn't a hair bands, it wasn't Rad, it wasn't Van Halen. It was like, dude, it's the skinheads music, and they, dude, and I got scared. I was like 13, and it was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to hear that. It's like, and dude, they're phenomenal, dude. They've the test of time. The Black Album, yeah, they sold out. Who cares? All these people have sold out. That album was massive, dude, and it was a badass album. Metallica.
Yes.
Nice. All right, number 7, I picked Led Zeppelin because it's Led Zeppelin. I mean, I love Led Zeppelin. Don't get me wrong, I'm tired of hearing all the same hits, but you can't beat Robert Plant, Jimmy Page duo, John Bonham on drums. I mean, come on. The song remains the same. Concert video is legendary. They were obviously performers. They're influencers. And for me, if you realize it was hard for me to pick because there's always. I remember a buddy of mine saying there's 2 types of people in this world. You're either a Led Zeppelin fan or a Black Sabbath fan. So it was hard for me to pick between Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin. That's why I put those 2 together. Don't get me wrong, I love Black Sabbath. I love Tony Iommi and Ozzy and everything. But as far as I would say talent-wise, I would put Led Zeppelin that one notch, which I did. I put them that one little step higher than Black Sabbath as far as because they had, I don't know, they had it all. They had it all.
2 session musicians in the band. That's a win right there.
Yeah.
My number 7 is Led Zeppelin as well. So
Nice.
All right.
My number 7 is Jimi Hendrix. It's Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say, dude. There's nothing more to say than that, dude.
All right, number 6, I picked AC/DC.
Wow.
I picked AC/DC because everybody kind of has an idea. Well, I don't say everybody, but most people have an idea. They know the Angus Young little Chuck Berry style dance, you know, that he does with his guitar. AC/DC was on point with Bon Scott and Brian Johnson. For you to come have two different singers that just knock it out of the park,
Seamless,
and still have a following and still just kill it, and you can bounce your head to just about every song you hear on the radio. That's why I got AC/DC.
Well, it's like who changes singers, and the first album with the new singer is like one of the highest selling albums of freaking all time, you know? It's insane.
Yep.
It's insane.
Iron Maiden.
True.
Yeah.
AC/DC Trump, but AC/DC's bigger.
Hit-wise, yeah, hit-wise, Back in Black was phenomenal.
We got number 6.
Yep.
My number 6 is Nirvana.
Wow, you got them high.
Perfect discography. Everything they did was amazing. This is where Bob Dylan would be if he was on this list. But yeah, everything about Nirvana is perfect. Start and end of a generation.
Okay, this is 6.
Yeah, it's 6.
All right. Damn, these are the big hitters for me, bro. I got the Doors.
Pretty
I adore the Doors, dude. I think they're just phenomenal, dude. Morrison, dude, what is it? What did he play? The organ, right?
Ray Manzarek.
Yeah, Raymond's. It's like, wow.
He played the bass lines on the organ.
It's insane. You think that could happen now? Of course, I don't think that couldn't happen again.
No way. Not have the songs that they created,
dude. And they were just and then, dude. Let me look real quick, bro. Top 2. I put him in my top 2 frontmen.
Yeah,
Morrison.
Yes.
Just the whole aura, everything. It's like
it's probably one of the all-time greatest debut albums ever. It's flawless.
Yep.
Fantastic band. Fantastic.
All right.
Number 5. Top 5.
Number 5. The top 5, Donnie. It's almost over. The agony's almost over, Donnie.
Top 5. I picked for my number 5, Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Because it is Pink Floyd. They were probably some of the top brains in music in their era, in their prime. You know, just musical geniuses with banger after banger after banger. I mean,
yeah.
I can't say more than they were just musical geniuses.
Bro, Dark Side of the Moon, and Wish You Were Here,
And The Wall.
Animals, and The Wall.
Bangers. Bangers.
That's 4 in a row. Those 4 albums.
Jeez.
It
was like when they got rid of their original singer. They prospered. They bloomed. They blossomed.
Mm-hmm.
Animals was after Dark Side?
No, Wish You Were Here.
Okay.
It was Dark Side, Wish You Were Here, Animals, and then The Wall.
And then Animals. Okay.
Yeah. Animals was right before The Wall.
I thought that was before Dark Side.
No.
My number 5 is Iron Maiden for obvious reasons.
Because of Donnie.
Yeah.
You get it.
No, because they're Iron Maiden.
I'm a bad influence.
Yeah. All time.
Iron Maiden is fantastic, man. All right, that's your 5?
Yep.
That's number 5.
My number 5 is Sabbath. And I'm not the biggest Black Sabbath fan, but bro, they just I cannot their influence and what they did, you know, and the heaviness and Ozzy, and I just cannot put them any lower than 5. I just can't.
All right, my number 4 is Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Wow.
It's Jimi Hendrix. I shouldn't have to say any more.
Is that because
No, not just because I'm unruly, but because Jimi Hendrix, he changed music. He changed rock music.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guitar player's guitar player. He was the guitar player that might have influenced Van Halen and Tony Iommi or whoever, it's like he was the guy that changed rock and roll, especially with guitar playing.
I heard something,
and his music was phenomenal. So
I heard something pretty crazy.
Legend.
Someone said if Hendrix died today, his debut album would have been released in 2022. That's how short his career was.
And speaking of what he just said, it's like he put it in perspective for me with the Beatles.
It was.
He's like if the Beatles came out during COVID, they would have been broken up right now.
Yeah, if the Beatles would have played Ed Sullivan in COVID, and this year Abbey Road would have been released.
Yes, that's how it was.
Which is insane. And that short of a time.
What year did they play Sullivan?
64.
64.
60. Okay.
So 64 to 70. So you got to think from COVID
to 20 to 25. Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild when you think how quick that was with all those albums within that She Loves You to Abbey Road period, just in a 5-year period. That's fucking sickening to me. That's fucking.
Between that, you had Beatles for Sale, Rubber Soul,
Revolver,
Sgt. Pepper's, Magical Mystery Tour,
Yellow Submarine,
Let It Be. Yeah.
And Abbey Road.
And that's just one band.
That's just one
band, dude.
That's insane.
Okay, my little story with Jimmy. I play basketball with my son like every week. We play and I take a radio and I put whatever music, either his music or mine, and he's into rap and he likes the modern rap. That's what he's into. That I have my hippie child and then I got my rap child, right? And I put on Jimmy and we played basketball, and then he texted me, "Hey, I'm going to the gym. What's a good album that I could listen to from Jimmy, from Hendrix?" And I was like, "Wow,
damn!"
He made an impression. He made an impression on him, and this was just like a month ago. I was like, "Wow, pretty badass."
If that ain't greatness, I don't know. Still making impressions.
Yeah.
50-something years passes.
Even when Jimi Hendrix was alive, people were calling him the greatest guitar player ever when he was alive.
Fuck.
Amazing.
All right. Number 4.
Did you do your number 4, Raul?
Did both do his number 4?
Yeah, his was
No, I haven't done my number 4 is The Doors.
Oh, The Doors.
Okay.
Morrison, without Raymond Derrick, there's no X. They're perfect.
Okay, for me, my number 4 is my favorite band, and that's Floyd. They're my favorite. They're my favorite band, but I'm putting them at 4.
Right.
I just can't put them over the top. These other 3 bands. I think the other 3 bands are just either more well known, but Floyd is my favorite band.
Okay.
But
my number 3 band is The Clash.
Wow.
I don't even know what to say. The Clash. I love The Clash. Joe Strummer, Mick Jones, Paul Simon. The band was a great lineup. They made great music from their first album to their last album. They made solid songs, good performers. I just love them. I love The Clash. They're one of my top all-time punk bands. So that's why I put them high.
My number... it's your turn. Sorry.
Is it? It's not my turn. It's your turn.
My number 3 is Black Sabbath.
Okay.
Because Black Sabbath, I listened to... The first time I listened to them, I listened to the first 3 albums in a row. And it just blew me away. Like every single thing they did... everything with Dio, the Seventh Star albums and the stuff in the late 90s, all that's great. They're just perfect. Black Sabbath. Something I heard when Elvis was in rehab, Ozzy Osbourne helped him pretty much recover.
Was it Elvis?
I think it was Elvis.
Johnny Cash.
It was Johnny Cash. That's who it was.
When Johnny Cash, I just found this out. When Johnny Cash went to the Betty Davis recovery, not Betty Davis,
Betty Ford,
thing to recover from his pill addiction. He said he met a guy there that helped him beat his pill addiction or talked about his pill addiction, and it was Ozzy. That was there.
That's crazy.
So he met Ozzy, and Ozzy and them talked and became acquaintances, I guess you can say, and helped kick his pill habit.
Wow. Imagine somebody saying that about Ozzy, right?
No shit.
Yeah. He's still going.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
He just released a song called Crack Cocaine. He's like in a wheelchair singing about I love this girl as much as I love crack cocaine. That's the song. It's pretty out there.
I've not heard that.
That's not-
My number 3 is the Stones. And kind of like Van Halen. Everything after Tattoo You, I could pretty much forget. But they're just so influential. They're like we were saying, the yin and the yang to the Beatles. Mick Jagger, iconic. Dude, I love Charlie Watts. Like I was saying, the side A to Rush, Moving Pictures, side B to Tattoo You. Put it on. Just put it on and enjoy. It's fantastic, and they're all slow songs, for the most part, and it's just a perfect B side. It's just to me, it's perfect.
Those were both around the same time. Wasn't Tattoo You around the same time as?
Yeah, 1980, right around that same. Yeah, I think Tattoo You was 80, and I think Rush was like 81, 82, something like that. Moving Pictures.
Yeah.
Which is the album with the zipper? That's the only thing I really know.
Sticky Fingers, is it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
But they had but even before all their old shit, it was really good, man. Really good. The Stones rock. They're fantastic. Number 2.
Number 2, The Doors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ray Manzarek has been always have been a favorite keyboardist.
Great
Yeah.
producer as well.
Smart. He had his own little charisma. Jim Morrison, like you said, one of the best frontmen ever to live.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously put on great performances. They have
You get that.
Yeah, they have hit after hit after hit after hit, and they're all good. You can't tell me a truly a bad Doors album.
They're fantastic. They're fantastic.
Fantastic. So
Yeah.
the Doors were my number 2 because
When you're a stranger.
number 1 was just
Riders of the Storm. Riders of the
L.A. Woman was a great
The end.
The end, yeah. When the music's over.
Yes.
I mean, we can go on all day, guys.
Yeah.
We need to finish out their discography on
I
CD.
love the fucking Doors, man.
Missing a
I
few.
love.
I do
I've
too.
always-
I do
as,
too.
as a young teenager, when I discovered the Doors and I dug deep into them,
Yeah.
oh, I love them.
That's one.
I had a friend that turned me on to them, and it was like wow, and that's when I started learning to appreciate
I
them.
used to have that on vinyl.
Yeah, the
Hello.
Doors is the Los Angeles band. Like,
Yeah.
period. All right, my number 2 is The Clash.
You are your father's son.
Probably my biggest influence. Joe Strummer is amazing. Jones is great. Everything is perfect. Every album's perfect.
And mind you, we never showed each other our list before
No.
this. We haven't seen each other's list at all.
Awesome. That's
So
awesome.
that was pretty cool. Pretty close.
All right. My number 2 is the Beatles.
Really? I thought we were all gonna be in sync.
No,
Me too.
it's for me. It's the Beatles. I adore them. I listen to them. They're the Beatles, dude. Yellow Submarine. When I saw that when I was like 4, they played that like during the day when I was home. I wasn't in school yet, and they played it, and I was just mind blown watching that Yellow Submarine and the Beatles. And my mom didn't. She was just fresh off of Cuba, coming over from Cuba, and she was like the Beatles. She knew the Beatles. They were massive.
Seems a bit low.
I'm sorry?
It just seems a bit low.
I can't put them over my number 1
Seems
All
a
right.
bit low.
because, and you were talking about go ahead. I'll say it when I go to my number 1. Go ahead.
But before we do number 1, I like to commemorate the missing artist, the Talking Heads, Deep Purple, the Ramones, Motorhead, and Bob Dylan were all absent from this list. And on 3,
They were missed. They were missed.
I agree.
They were missed.
number
Why
1.
the fuck is Oasis on this fucking list?
I know. I would have rather had the damn Cranberries than Oasis.
That's right. It was done by Forbes magazine.
They should definitely be on here.
No comment.
People.
Fucking Green Day should have been on there before Oasis.
Yeah. All right.
Debatable.
So
All right,
you
number
guys want to go
one.
together?
Number one. 1, 2, 3.
The
The Beatles.
You gotta say it like Sullivan. The Beatles.
Got a big show tonight. A really big shoe.
Yeah. They invented the music video. Like, they did that. They have one of the greatest
Yeah.
comedies ever made. Hard Day's Night is a flawless movie.
And Help.
And Help.
And let's not forget to talk about two of the greatest songwriters of all time together, at least.
Dude, talk about a all-star band.
All-star band.
And they just met in school, and
Ringo's in the band because their drummer got sick a day and they need a fill-in. And they got the greatest drummer ever to fill
and
in.
you guys know how I feel about Ringo. I fucking adore Ringo, dude.
Me too. He's my
There's
guy.
little nuances that he did as a left-handed drummer.
Yes.
Yeah.
On a right-handed
I don't know
kid.
if you heard, someone pointed out in Happiness is a Warm Gun,
I love that song, dude.
the song goes from 4/4 to 2/4, like in the middle of the song. You don't even know. They just completely changed the tempo. So seamless. It's
Dude,
insane.
they're fabulous.
They're musical geniuses. They influenced the people, so many bands before or after them. The greatest songwriters of all time. They had so many number one hits. They've had, I mean,
It's the Beatles.
they literally check every box.
How many movies have been made about them? Dude, they even did that one movie where the Beatles didn't exist. Did you ever watch that?
Across the Universe or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like. And the guy knew it. He's the only
He knew
one
all
that
the songs?
Yeah, he started. Dude, that's not.
No,
it's
no,
like
no,
fabulous.
That's,
It's yesterday.
Yesterday.
yeah,
Yesterday. That movie was fabulous, dude.
Yeah.
It was.
There's a movie called Two of Us, which is good, about the Beatles. There's a bunch. They're making like 4 right now about each one.
They need to make a solid, like, really good biopic.
Let me pull that out real quick.
Kind of like what they did with Bob Dylan here recently, or Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
They need to make like a solid one.
This is probably the greatest thing I own. This huge Blu-ray set for
Oh, sorry, Don.
Not me.
this
Sorry.
huge Blu-ray set. Yeah, they're the best. Also, I
They're
saw
the best. But they're not my number one.
I
Wah.
saw a video last week, real quick. They recorded, they filmed them signing off the dismemberment of the band, not dismemberment, the disbanding of the band.
Yeah.
They recorded it, and Paul McCartney's crying as he's signing the contract to end it, and someone's recording George Harrison giggling and full power running up the stairs to get to the room, and he signs it and runs away. It's the best.
And I heard too that John Lennon signed his contract to end the Beatles here at Disney World in Orlando.
Pretty great. So Orlando is the reason why the Beatles are no more.
Disney World. Thanks a lot.
All right. What is the mediocre number one?
Zeppelin. For me, it's Zeppelin.
I can all pretty much the top 5. You said that was number one. That's like valid. Like there's Black
For
Sabbath.
me, Zeppelin's number one. I think it's another all-star fucking band. It's like they're, I don't get tired of them. I still listen to Zeppelin a lot. I listen to Zeppelin more now than I ever did before.
In a sense, they're kind of a very subtle supergroup.
They're not subtle, bro. They're a massive.
No, I don't mean subtle as in a band. I mean
right.
A supergroup, but without being a supergroup. Because a supergroup is made up of, you know what I mean?
To me, I think of a rock band. I think Zeppelin. Touring, all the debauchery, all the shit that they had a plane, they had, dude, they would be in jail. They would be in jail if they were out now. It was like they should have been in jail back it's just the decadence, everything, the hardness, and their music's gorgeous. And and everybody, a lot of people say, oh, they took the blues songs and they all this, and yeah, they did, but they made them better, bro. They made them fucking crazy.
I agree.
So that's why I put them at 1, just because they're a little harder. But you really can't. 1 and 2 for me is Zeppelin and Beatles together. So
top 5 could be interchangeable, and any of these bands could be number 1, and it be completely.
They're just to me, they're the 70s. When you think of a rock band, you think of Led Zeppelin. That's it. We're done.
All right, we're done, Donald.
Damn. Oh, we still gotta spin the wheel.
Sorry,
Donnie.
Top 10 Beatles songs would make a pretty good list.
That's hard, man. That'd be too hard to do.
Oh, come on.
That'd
You
be
could do
fun.
that. You can't do that?
I could do it, but it'd be hard. They have it's like trying to pick. You could literally pick one song off of every album, and it would
Okay, let's try to do it. Let's try to do it for
Maybe do top 15, because that's more wiggle room.
Okay, top 15. You guys are in?
Okay.
All right.
I can do that.
All right.
Did you shuffle it? Yeah, you go, son.
Let's go. Another one of my album.
Radiohead.
Voice. Another one of my albums. Oh my goodness.
Hey, bro, come on.
This sucks.
I really want to
leave
Beastie Boys.
What albums are left? Go to the wheel real quick. Atari Teenage Riot. All right.
Yes,
Delete
my
yourself.
industrial album.
Can we do something good?
What's left on this?
Get my way. This is good. It is. I own it. It's so good.
God bless, dude. I still.
This is My Chemical Romance.
Just now noticed.
What? Who put in My Chemical Romance? Is it you, Donnie?
No, look. That's the one that got selected.
Oh, it was still spinning out because it was removed.
Wait, which one got selected?
This one.
ATR was selected, but because it was removed, it landed same spot in the next album.
Oh, okay. So we're doing Atari.
Yeah. ATR.
Okay. All right.
Take 9 Inch Nails and the Powerpuff Girls theme song, and you put them together, and it's the greatest thing ever.
It's the facts of life. The facts of life.
So good.
You get the good, you get the bad, you put it together, and what you have, the facts of life.
Bro, none of my albums have come out yet, bro.
I wanted to get it so bad.
But maybe I should shuffle it like 5 times.
No, dude, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's funny.
Next week I'm gonna die if my last album comes out.
I hope it does.
What's left?
Yeah, I can't make it this next 5 weeks.
I want my 4 albums to be last, bro. And you guys are just gonna hate it. You're gonna hate it. I love it.
That's best case scenario.
That's the best case scenario.
That would make a great finale.
Yeah, my 4 albums would be perfect. All right. I could actually do a Sunday in 2 weeks. If you guys are down.
I'm down. Whatever works for you guys. I'm an open book, like always.
I could do Sunday in 2 weeks.
Okay.
That works for
good?
me.
Okay.
Yep.
Juju!
Best album. I forgot we were doing.
Juju. Listen to freaking Atari Teenage Riot.
And listen to Tinderbox. And Through a Looking Glass. And Kaleidoscope. And Peep Show. And The Scream. And In the
And write a
Void.
letter to fucking Forbes and tell them they're fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Forbes.
Get out there and listen to some music.